Hi! In this video, we're going to be looking at writing a quadratic equation in vertex form. Right now, our parabola f of x equals 3x squared plus 12x plus 5 is in standard form. Vertex form is f of x equals a times x minus h squared plus k. To begin, we're going to factor the greatest common factor, or GCF, from our first two terms, excluding the variable. So in other words, I'm only interested in factoring the constant term GCF I can get out of my first two terms, and that number is 3. So now we have 3 times x squared plus 4x, in parentheses, plus 5, where 3 is a, and 5 is k. Next, we need to complete the square on x squared plus 4x. We use the formula b divided by 2 squared, where b is 4. And then working that out, we see that we get a constant value, 4. We want to add this into the equation, but if we just add the number 4, we're going to essentially change the quadratic, and we would end up with a different parabola. So we have to do this in a way that we're not going to make any changes to the original equation. We're just rewriting it in a new form. So in other words, I want to be able to add this 4 in and also subtract it out. So here's what we get. F of x equals 3 times x squared plus 4x plus 4, right? I'm adding that constant 4. Then minus 4 times 3 plus 5. So why did we write in minus 4 times 3? Well, the reason why is that first of all, I added 4, which means that to keep the equation balanced, I need to subtract 4 so that I'm not fundamentally changing my equation. But also, if you notice this term a out in front, which has a value of 3, by the distributive property, 3 times 4 equals 12. This means that I needed to subtract out 12 since I was introducing 3 times 4, which is equal to 12. Right, so we need to have a way that those cancel out. So that's why we have our negative 4 times 3 here. Anyway, once we get to this point, we can finish up. We're going to factor x squared plus 4x plus 4. And since we completed the square, that gives us a perfect square trinomial. That factors out to x plus 2 squared. So we have 3 times x plus 2 squared. And then we have minus 12 plus 5, which equals negative 7. And if you look at what we have here, this equation now matches the form f of x equals a times x minus h squared plus k. So we have written our quadratic function in vertex form. This concludes our video. I hope you found it helpful, and we'll see you next time.